Okay guys, Geoff here. I'm just working on this pull pump. I'm suspecting that I have a clogged impeller because I'm not getting the circulation that I need on this, the pressure on the circulation. So I'm just gonna take this apart real quick and see if I can't see if I can't get to the bottom of that. And I love this AC Delco for this job. This is the perfect application for the AC Delco little spin tool. If you don't have one of these, you are missing out. This is makes short work of any kind of long bolt extraction. You can see there. Any kind of long bolt extraction, this guy is the beast. All right, that should be it for that. I'm gonna see if I can't loosen this guy and crack that and get to the impeller here. All right, and to be honest, there's not a lot in that impeller that would cause me to think I've got a problem there. In fact, really almost none. So I wonder if there's a clog upstream. Let me get a better look at some of these. To be honest, really I don't see anything in that. So we'll move on to our second guess of what it could be here. So we're gonna continue to do the diagnostics here. I'm gonna look up in this thing. Yeah, nothing obstructing that either. So really, I'm gonna have to put this guy back together. Make sure I'm dealing with something, maybe a clog down on this end or something. We'll have to kind of keep diagnosing. That's the thing about diagnosing. You just never know what it's going to be, so you just kind of keep going. But I'd really hoped it was going to be right here because cleaning out this impeller really isn't that big of a job. So get back to it here in a second. Okay, so part two here, I'm going to try to take apart this. I've got a cartridge style filter here. This is a Hayward cartridge style filter, and it just has this big ring that goes around and seals up the two halves. So I really just have to break this, take that nut off, and then I should be able to get this ring off and pry that part. A couple things, having done this a handful of times, I can tell you, more than a handful of times I should say, is that this guy right here is made of fiberglass. So anytime you run bare skin across this, like your forearms or all that, you're going to be itching all night. So either put on a long sleeve shirt or try not to touch that. I'm going to just use this. Don't watch, don't let anybody see me do this, but I'm going to use that to kind of pry it loose. And that worked. You can hear it here start to get some pressure relieved, so that tells you that we had a good seal. Sometimes you can get a leak in these things and that'd be the problem, but as you heard that gurgling, as soon as I broke the seal on that, you know that's not the case. And also I find it helpful to get down here and try to turn this guy. Let's see. This is where using all the right tools makes the biggest difference, right? So let me see if I can't get that apart just with this guy. So if I break this little down here at the bottom, this is a drain cock. I don't know if I can get that in far enough without breaking that. Now it looks like I'm gonna have to get a big flat blade in that, so I'll be right back. Okay, so when I said I'd go get a big flat blade, I wasn't kidding. I'll just get that down on here, crank that down, try to get this open. And that should just about do it. Yeah, so you're gonna start to see water coming out of that. So that'll help equalize the pressure and help take this lid off here. So you can also see I got a lot of my pebble tech is starting to come up off of the bottom of the pool. It's not going to be, you know, that'll definitely be part of the problem, is that pebble tech gets down there and clogs up these cartridge filters. Not so much clog them up, but it just prevents the free flow of water. So I'm going to let that drain before I step in here and get my feet all wet too. So I'll be right back to you. Okay, water's starting to flow down on this thing. I'm just going to break the seal on the top of that. Take that off again. Remember that this lid is made of that fiberglass, and it'll definitely do you dirty if you get involved in that. So now, obviously, I got some algae growing on these, which is the result of the water not flowing very good. And then check this guy out. I need to clean him out, but obviously nothing's restricting any one of these things. So we'll just take these out and see. These are new. I put them on last. I mean, these typically go about a year or two, depending on how much your pool uses. One thing I notice here is I got a lot of dirt. So definitely between the storms and stuff, I've got a lot of dirt blew into here. And these do feel kind of plugged up. The green part, of course, is just the algae growth from it not circulating too well. So we'll take these out, spray them real good. They are pretty heavy, and that means they have a lot of sediment in them, whatnot. Let's see. I think you could probably see down in here. So down there in the bottom, I do have a bunch of that gravel down in there. So yeah, you can see after taking those cartridges out, I do have some dirt, and that's kind of the interesting thing. Some dirt in there, and then also some of that pebble tech coming off the bottom of the pool. So I'm just going to take these guys over here in a part of the yard, take these guys out in a part of the yard that I spray these out of. The bands and everything still look good on them, so we'll see what they look like after they're cleaned up a little bit. Okay guys, so I've got this set up. You can see these have a little honeycomb kind of thing down the middle, and you have to kind of thread. So what I've done, try to work smarter and not harder, is I've gone ahead and fed, and I only can get 3 of them on this EMT, this length of EMT that I have, and I'm using the gap in my little boat trailer here to kind of hold them. But this will allow me to spray them and spin them all at the same time, just to get them clean. And I've got 3 lined up just so I don't have to change as often. I wish I had room to do the 4th one up here and not just do it. But anyway, I'm going to get set up with the hose. You can see how I've got that set up just to get that free range and spinning motion going. So I'll be right back with the hose. Okay guys, so you can see I've got this this little comb that more or less when you turn on the pressure, you can use it to kind of comb through each one of these little grooves here. It also just gives you a pretty solid stream, and you can see just how much dirt comes out of these things. And because of the stiffness of the toes, I can step away and try to do that. So what I'm looking for is just to have these be back to that bright white that they are, and just keep turning this thing as I go. So you can see that's pretty slick. Does a pretty good job getting the stuff out of there. So I'm going to repeat this process for all 4 of them, but just keep spinning them. And I'm sure if I just sat here and blew them like this, they're going to spin for me. Probably try to run underneath the boat too. Look at that. I'll have to bring them back. Just give me something to spray against. Just to try to stay dry during this process is half the battle. So you can see that water's getting better. But really, it's like I always say, when you think you've got it good, do it more, you know, because you don't want to do this too many times. Hey! You don't want to do this too many times. Usually couple times in the summer during the peak months, peak swimming months. So, okay guys, so you can see I got them all cleaned up. Obviously you could keep spraying and spraying and spraying and never get the last drop out of there, but the longer you go in cleaning them, the longer in between it takes before you have to do it again. So I've got these all cleaned up. I'm gonna head over to the actual filter itself and spray that out, get all the dirt and everything inside that guy out of there, and then put these guys back in, button it up, and see if that's it. But the longer I was spraying on these guys and as much junk and stuff as I was getting out of them, I'm convinced that was the culprit of what was robbing me of the lack of pressure. Because once these things get clogged, you just don't get good water flow from them, and they do a great job. They do a great job filtering. Then I got my German short hair for some reason deciding to help me prune this grapefruit tree right here, right now. So anyway, cool. So there we go. I've got that. I'll get in there and get right back to you. All right, take two. We're gonna try to take this, clean this guy out here and spray it. You can see there's quite a bit of gunk down there, and it's all coming out right here at the bottom. So that'll help us as well to clean off that. And I just put a new ring on that last time I did this, so I know that ring is going to be good. Well, it should be good right about there. All right, we're going to go ahead and put these filters back in. No order, there's just 4 of them. They're all the exact same, and you just have to make sure you get that little cartridge at the top put on right. So give me just a second. Okay, so we got number 3 going in here, and the number 4 going in. It's amazing how much lighter they are once you get all that crap out of there. And I'm gonna get that big O-ring. This is a ginormous O-ring. Get that guy lined up on the lip of that, and then let's get this canister lined up. And then only thing is, you got to make sure this guy, they're all crucial. You got to get them all lined up and threaded in there. So I guess I couldn't say make sure you get this. So you got all 4 of them on there now. Nice seal. And then I'm gonna try to set this back same way again. Remember, this thing is made of fiberglass. The less you touch that, the better. You don't wind up getting all itchy. So, all right, I'm gonna get that belt on. Okay, so we got that going. Get this guy cinched up. Okay, just about there. I want to get that any tighter. Okay. All right, so we're about ready to fire the pump back up. Check, see if that fixed our pressure issue. Don't want to forget this guy. This is our little drain plug going down here at the bottom. And there's just our little flat blade here. All right, I think we're good, ready to fire back up. Okay, so we definitely have water flowing. I'm not here to tilt this guy yet. Looks like we're starting to, I can hear it now, starting to come up. Here it comes through and fill these guys out. Let's see, it's taking a second. while ago, so I'm wondering if there's a clog down the line or something. I'll have to check that out.